Hello everyone, my name is Harshvardhan Chaudhary and I made a full explanatory video on cogeneration and trigeneration. First we will see about the cogeneration. What is the cogeneration? What are the steps in cogeneration? What is exactly means the cogeneration? Here we will see the first introduction. The cogeneration is defined as the sequential generation of two different forms of useful energy from a single primary energy source, typically mechanical energy and thermal energy. Cogeneration is also called as combined heat and power CHP. As the name indicates, the cogeneration works on a concept of producing two different forms of energy by using one single source of primary fuel. The fuel may be different. This may be oil, this may be a diesel, maybe propane, anything. Out of these forms, out of these two forms, one is heat or thermal energy, and other one is either electrical or a mechanical energy. The fuel used may be natural gas, oil, diesel, propane, wood, coal, etc. Working principle of cogeneration. Combustion of a fuel releases high pressure of heat which is used to generate electricity with the help of a steam turbine or steam engine or a gas turbine or a diesel engine, etc. During generation of electricity, major portion of heat goes waste along with exhaust gases. This waste heat is recovered and used to boil water or produce steam or for the purpose of space heating or process heat needed for various domestic and industrial applications, etc. Thus, two forms of energies are generated which are electrically and processes heat. Advantages of cogeneration. Now, there are different advantages of cogeneration which is used for the industrial applications as well as the domestic application as our use. First one, cogeneration helps to improve the efficiency of the plant. Second, lower emissions to the environment, particularly carbon dioxide, that is CO2, the main greenhouse gas. We know that the greenhouse gas, greenhouse effect, it is a very harmful gas if it is released in the atmosphere without any filtering, without any changes in it. So this gas is maybe particularly carbon dioxide, but other gases are also included. But the percentage of CO2, carbon dioxide, is the higher concentration in the in it. Number three, cogeneration reduces cost of production and improve the productivity. Number 4, cogeneration is more economical as compared to conventional power plant. Number 5, cogeneration helps to conserve utilization of water as well as cost of water. Cogeneration has increased employment opportunities. So the number of studies we have now concluded that the development of CHP system generator of jobs. So this CHP system is concluded as a job generator or a very vast field in it where the opportunities are more. Number 7, cogeneration, it is being an alternative source of energy generation. Cogeneration reduces the dependency of electric utility grid for energy demands. So cogeneration is a X factor in the industries and very and other institutes, which is the dependency of electricity for a particular work or a particular device or a particular thing which is essential, which is a soul. So this dependency is decreased by the cogeneration. These are some advantages of cogeneration. Now we will see about the disadvantages of cogeneration. Obviously, it has many advantages, so disadvantages are also be there. First one, it is a high capital cost. Number second, moderate efficiency. If it runs at part load instead of full load. So it is a cogeneration. Why the cogeneration is necessary? So I made this pie chart on this PPT. So you can see that the energy utilization in conventional power plant. So we will, so first thing we will not thinking about now we will not thinking about the cogeneration or any. So we are thinking about the conventional power plant. So in the conventional power plant the energy used percentage is only 35 and the energy wasted percentage is 65. So think what a big loss this is. So if we use the cogeneration power plant rather than this conventional, so you can see the energy wasted percentage are only 20 percentage while the energy used is 80 percentage. So this is main factor, this is a basic thing, this is a very first point. So we can turn to or we can link to the cogeneration power plant rather than the conventional power plant. So the applications of power plant. Applications, there are some applications which are generally these are for industrial applications. So we will discuss about it. Number first, wastewater treatment. Number second, military, industries, data centers. Yeah, data center. For the data center, there is a very low temperature is required to maintain a particular type of softwares or the data, right? And next, hotels, hospitals, education establishments, horticulture, recreational and relaxation centers, and the sports centers. These are all about the cogeneration power plant. Now we will discuss about the trigeneration plant. The trigeneration is defined as the simultaneous process of cooling, heating and power generation from only one fuel input. Trigeneration can also be defined as the process by which a proportion of heat produced by a cogeneration plant, that is CHP, is utilized to generate chilled water for air conditioning or refrigeration service from a single source of primary fuel. Next, trigeneration is also called as combined cooling, heat and power CCHP or combined heating, refrigeration and power CHRP. In short, trigeneration is the production of electricity, heat and cooling in the one process simultaneously. Working principle of trigeneration. It states that the system incorporates a prime mover which is directly connected to an electrical generator. Exhaust gases are transferred to a heat exchanger before being released into the atmosphere. So here a very basic diagram of trigeneration power plant. Uh, Very simple diagram. This is, you can see the link in the description below and can clearly defines what is the trigeneration. advantages of trigeneration. uh, as same as like cogeneration, there are some advantages of trigeneration. uh, First one is low payback period. In it, the recent audits of tri-generation potential objects in India identified payback period on tri-generation integration in industrial applications to be as little as 2 to 3 years. So payback period, it is a very first advantage. Number second, protection against electricity cost and outages. As a relatively independent energy source, trigeneration system can provide a reliable level of backup power, especially in critical applications such as hospitals, process, industries, etc. So this point of advantage which states us that it is a backup power, it's a backup point. So as like we backup some apps or some data or some photos or files in our mobile phones or the laptop's computer, so as like that. uh, in short, this application is like just a inverter in household applications. As soon as the power goes off, the inverter, within the fraction of second, it continues the electric flow throughout the house. So like that, this is the backup power plant or the backup power which is used in a critical applications such as in hospitals, right? Next is replacing thermal energy. Use of natural gas replaces on the dependence on local on sorry dependence on coal while eliminating the need of additional energy inputs for heat and cooling generation. Hence the trigeneration system can reduce the greenhouse gas emissions of plant up to 50%. So, uh, replacing thermal energy. So, natural gas can be used in the trigeneration purpose, which helps to lower down the emissions of CO2 or the greenhouse gases or uh, the pollutant emissions, reduced up to 50%. So it is a very major advantage of the trigeneration. Next is less emissions of greenhouse gases. Yeah, as stated above, this may be the same. The producing electricity on the site using natural gas can produce approximately 50% less greenhouse gases than using the electricity from the electric utility grid for an equal to an equal amount of power input. Next, backup power to the site. A trigeneration plant can provide a substantial proportion of power required by site. Also, in the case of blackout, trigeneration can provide a proportion of energy requirements of the site. Next is low maintenance cost. Uh, the maintenance cost may be different for the different applications or different infrastructure, different. So where you are using this plant. So basically, in an average, the maintenance cost is low due to the simple, high quality construction with no moving parts. Next, sale of electricity. After fulfilling electricity needs for the site, excess electricity can be sold to the local electric utility grid. Next is increased power reliability. So, some disadvantages of trigeneration here. Uh, First one is high capital cost. Obviously, it's a very uh, com- it is a very useful and backup source. Obviously, the capital cost should be the high. Next, more research work is needed. Third, intense planning is required for designing tri-generation systems for projects. Next is applicability differs with each project, therefore, detailed feasibility studies are required for each new project. Now, the applications of tri-generation. Yeah, first one, in central heating and cooling systems of large hospitals, nursing centers, hotels, etc. Next is bulk production of electricity and heat to its use in sectors such as aerospace, shipping transport, surface transport, portable devices, etc. Next is centers, food processing industries, refrigerated warehouses, manufacturing units, theaters, airports, casinos, and the resorts. There are and etc. applications. So thank you, Jai Hind, and have a nice day.